Morning Blogs. So today I'm doing a 5x5 session. I'm going to do most of this, just do the training, and then I'll voice over for the rest of it. So 5x5 is all about just building strength. Okay, main strength session towards that elusive 10 reps on 100 kilo. So without further ado, I'm going to start off with a little bit of rotator cuff warm-up stuff and a bit of shoulder warm-up. I like doing this just because I personally feel like it makes me feel a bit more stronger and stable in my shoulders when I come to the actual push. So, right, enjoy. Okay, movement here then is really strict movement in just trying to focus on the external rotation of the upper arm, not extending the elbow, flexing the elbow. If you notice that the angle of my upper arm from my upper body is barely changing, it's very difficult to do that. It takes a lot of concentration, but the difference between doing that or not is whether or not you're actually hitting solely your rotator cuff, or you're just moving your upper arm around with other muscle groups. So really strict. And what I do here is I try to do it sat down because again it's less movement, it's a little bit stricter on the movement. But when I can't take the pain anymore, I usually stand up, and it just helps me incorporate a little bit of cheat just to really get as much heat and warmth into that whole area as possible. As you can see from my face, it's very painful, but I just do as much as I can possibly endure. Then I go down to one, and with my arm elevated more at a horizontal sort of parallel to the floor position, that gives it more specific work on the supraspinatus rather than incorporating a bit of infraspinatus with it as well. And yeah, it hurts. And rep range literally is a warm-up. I'm doing it for as much as I can. A very, very lightweight. I would never go more than 2.5 kilo, which is the plate in my hand. So when I get to the point where I can't cope with that pain anymore and the burn's too much, that's a nice pump. And that's pretty much prepped my rotator cuff to go to war.
You think he needs more weight? Whoa, that was nearly your toe, wasn't it?
Just beginning my movement specific warm-up. This, because it's just bench press I'm doing, I like to just go for a proper movement specific warm-up, hence just pumping the bar. Safety bars there, I've just lowered them all the way down so I'm not clinging on them and don't have to worry about being completely balanced. It's just all the way down, touch chest, press, smash it out. Again, I'm not interested in numbers, I'm more about just warming up the movement and focusing also on the rest of the body, getting ready to get that ass lifted up off the bench, straightening that nice line between knees and shoulders to start getting the torso again awake, ready to support the movement when I do start benching. Because remember, the only thing that's going to stop me falling off the bench is the legs on the floor. They're my outriggers, and that's no good if my torso isn't tight, my abs aren't tight. So it's none of this massive stupid arching in the back, it's just us lifted off the floor, firing up the glutes and the torso, nice straight line between shoulders and knees. I'm going to do, as mentioned, I'm doing my 5x5, so this is all about maximum strength. I want to recruit as many muscle fibres as I can and get more muscle fibres learning to come into the fight. It's not as simple as just lift it and push it around. Let's just say hypothetically you've got 10 little people inside your muscle. Not all 10, when you go to work, come to work. It's a bit like in reality, really, isn't it? You've got a team, but maybe of those 10 people, only 8 will actually do the work and the other 2 will be a bit lazy sitting around. So I'm easing into it now. 60 kilo is, again, just warming up, just easing into that hot bath steadily. And I'm just doing power presses here, trying to wake up the whole muscle tissue, get it firing up explosively. So I'm bringing it down, smooth controlled, just at the chest. I am holding it there and exploding up as fast as I can. 5x5s I'm going to do with 90 kilo. So here we go. First of my sets. You want to be managing 5s, but it wants to be hard to do so. I want to get all 5 sets done with 5 reps. If you can't, it's not the right weight. Or if it's one or 2 reps off on the last few sets, that's okay. It's just still training towards it. Now, annoyingly, this is my 3rd set. I forgot to press record on my 2nd set. So this is actually set number 3. I'm still managing all 5, which is good. It was hard though, harder than I was expecting, so a bit disappointed in myself and my strength levels there, but that's set number 3 done, as I think, yeah, I demonstrated my fingers there, you can see it. So this is actually set number 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4, and do we get it? Boom. And number 5, yes he does. So my last set coming up then to complete the 5x5s. Set number 5. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. Come on, last one. Big squeeze, and he just gets it. It's a perfectly picked weight there. Happy with that. Now, because I didn't record it, I decided to do another set just to show that I'm not lying. So 1, 2, 3. However, it was a bridge too far, which shows how perfect the weight was for 5x5, because here's a 4 which I really had to fight for and nearly didn't get. So much so I didn't even bother with the 5th one. Took that as a fail because that was super hard. Now I pushed up to 100 kilo just for looking for 1 rep pushes now. Had no idea if I could do it or not, but it's a case of just test. I'm now just going to ram my strength into the ground. Really going to rip it up and try to get force for that fatigue, because I'm just doing 1 rep maxes into the ground. So 100 kilo, and that just shows, couldn't get it, so it shows how fatigued and tired I'm getting, which is nice. I had another go at that just to make sure, and with all the will in the world, push is not going anywhere, but no, so good. So I know that fatigue is coming, so I dropped it down to 80 and try the same thing again. Can I get it? And actually, oh, I did, but that was hard. So going for another rep, see what we get. Now I go for the force negative here, really slow down, because it was so hard to get that 1. I wasn't convinced I would get another, so I decided to train it and take it down nice and steady. Same again, 80 kilo again, because I did get 1 and then worked it hard on the way down. I want to get to the point where I can't do 1 before I lower the weight each time, which I think, oh, he gets it. So it's still not, we're not there yet, we're not tired, not fatigued, the session is not complete, but definitely can't get that 2nd rep. So 1 rep max there. Let's still try it. Can I get 1 rep out on the 80 kilo? And fatigue is definitely setting in now, because that is a no rep. Right, final little bit here. Just dropped down to 60, and I'm just trying to get a nice smooth slow control on the way down, pause it in contact with the chest, and then try and power it up as fast as I can. This is literally just smashing that last little bit of fatigue into the ground and making sure I really am all done and dusted. Right, to be honest, this is the session pretty much done now, so happy days. Cheers for that. Thanks very much for listening, and I'll see you soon.